Hello and welcome to CLoudforest Vibes. My name's Bobby, and this is how I grow orchids and carnivorous plants. Hello and welcome to CLoudforest Vibes. Today's video is all about the blooms again. I have a lot of new blooms I want to share with you guys. Lots and lots of progress, and I wanted to take a look around at some of the plants that Daryl gave me because lots and lots of cool stuff going on there as well. I have blooms in both the tank and the tent, so we will start here as usual, have a nice look around, and then we're going to finish up in the tank because I have something really special to share with you guys. So without further ado, we're going to get right in here and get looking around and look at some of the blooms. So the first bloom I'm sharing is the Tolumnia Calacaila again. This thing is still going strong, at least for now, and the plant is doing really well itself. It's growing some new growth, and I am still really hopeful to see this thing push on and get nice and healthy, so next year we can have more than one bloom at a time. The fragrance on this orchid again is not very strong. It's most powerful in the bright sun, so early morning time, and it is a neat fragrance, but again not super powerful, not a strong one. This is one of the only yellow blooms I have in here, and I really do enjoy it when it's around, so we will take one last close look at it. I don't know how much longer it'll be around, and then we'll move on to our next blooms. The next orchid that opened up this week is our Encyclia Tampensis. It has 3 measly little flowers. They usually do a lot better than this, but what they lack in numbers right now, they sure do make up for in beauty. This is an awesome little flower. I really do love it. I'm hoping that some of the new growths it has coming on it right now do better than this, and later in the year, perhaps in the fall, we get a second blooming with lots and lots more flowers. I have another Encyclia right now. It's acting like it wants to spike, but it hasn't officially started spiking yet, so I'm wondering what's going on there, but we will see. But for now, we will enjoy these. Alrighty, off to the next one. So this next one I had to pick up so you can really get a good look at these blooms. This is Dracula Carteri, and we have 4 blooms on right now. This one's fading, but lovely little faces. These blooms present themselves so nicely. My view is from the top, and as you can see, even from the top, they are beautiful. They do have the most wonderful little face inside. Really neat little bloom. Let me get that right. And it has been doing really well for me. A lot of these are the second blooms. This spike is extended. This spike is extended. And I'm really excited to say that, you know, it seems to be a pretty floriferous Dracula. We've had really good success with it so far. And just look at those lovely little blooms. It's growing well. I've got new growths coming on it in there. Hard to see at the moment. It's definitely putting more energy into blooming, which I'm not going to complain about, but I just had to share. Still have some buds to come. It's actually still producing spikes deep down in here, so we will see how long this lasts, but for now it is doing really nicely. And that is Dracula Carteri. Now, the first Daryl Adams plant we're going to have an update on is this. This is the Bulbophyllum Mean Poison Raspberry, which is a hybrid between Frosty Eye and Bicolor. And check this out, guys. The spike hung in there. The blooms are with us. So, Daryl, just in case you were wondering, and if you're watching, check that out. That is a beautiful Bulbophyllum bloom. Let me get this out of here. Get some better light. so you guys can better appreciate this awesome spike. So, got it up here in my little bloom spot, and just look at that thing. Absolutely gorgeous. You can see the little lip doing its wiggle. Gotta love bulbophyllums, guys. So, it's still got one bud to open. Let me zoom out. But we have 3 buds on right now, doing pretty well. One of the buds blasted, unfortunately, but I'm happy nonetheless that these 3 hung in there. This guy is down here next to my Miltonia Calacaila, which we'll just go ahead and follow this bloom spike up again. And it just goes up and up and up and up and up and up and up. It is tangled in all my Tolumnias, and it goes up, and it is hanging on some of the other plants I have up here. You guys should be able to start seeing some of these buds now. They are starting to develop pretty nicely. Some of them are even starting to get a hint of color to them, but I do think we are still quite a ways off of blooming. The plant is still not doing much. I recently got rid of my Masavalia Exquisita. That's where this is sitting, and this has slid over, so it's starting to get a lot more light now, and I'm starting to try to get this thing to grow on again, because it has just been pushing out this spike for the last, like, I don't know, 6 months, 5-6 months, and it is just crazy. So that's Miltonia Calacaila, and hopefully coming soon you'll be able to see some of these awesome blooms. So, some bad news. This is my Mormolica rufescens, and I absolutely somehow knocked off the bud. It was about a day from opening. It was just starting to crack open. I was super excited about it. I think what I did was put the Nepenthes in here a little too aggressively, we'll say, and I think one of the little, you know, fuzzy tendrils grabbed onto our little bud here and just tore it right off. So super unfortunate. I'm gonna have to wait yet another year to see these blooms, but at least I know it's blooming size and happy enough to do so. So I'm looking forward to it. It's growing really nicely. I've got a nice new growth pushing here, and it looks like it's trying to push an eye back here, so I'm interested to see what happens with that. I would love to get another direction of growth off this thing. It's got 2 now. 3 would be outstanding. So that's that. Like I said, a little bit of bad news. Can't win them all, but hopefully, again, we'll see this soon. So this is the next Daryl Adams plant we're going to take a look at. Another bulbophyllum. This is Bulbophyllum Lion King, and this is another one that I noticed was in spike when he sent it out. And will you look at that? This spike also made it. It is pushing on quite nicely. Those are just the beginnings of buds right there. So hopefully in the not too distant future I will have yet another bulbophyllum to share with you guys. Really awesome. Daryl, thank you so much again. These plants are already providing a lot of enjoyment, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate them. Thank you so much. All the other plants are doing really well. The little Aligliophyllum was up here. It is doing nicely. All the little you know, Cattleya type hybrids, I've got them up here hung. I moved a whole bunch of stuff around to accommodate stuff and get it more light. I've got all my Cattleya types up here basically mixed in with Tolumnias. Things have moved up, things have moved over to the window in an attempt to make sure that things are happy enough to start blooming their heads off here one of these days. All these plants, I'm guessing maybe another year or 2. Some of them need to develop. I'm sure some of them are in shock from coming into my environment, but if you step back and look at this wall, I just cannot wait to see what happens, because even if half of these things bloom, it's going to be quite a show. So thanks again, Daryl. They really are doing well so far. It was watering day today, so everything is nice and moist, even the bare rooted ones, as you guys can see. And this update definitely wouldn't be complete without a look at all these carnivorous plants. So let's get on down here and take a look at those. I got all the pings down here sorted out. They are in a nice bright spot. They're up right in the window, and I'll tell you right now, these things have not missed a beat. They just keep blooming and blooming and blooming and blooming their little heads off. I've also been doing some maintenance on some of them. This is my Drosera banata. I finally separated it from the prolifera over there, repotted them, got them in nice new pots. I also separated out some of my little clones here, some of the plants that, you know, they just spring up. They grow very, very, very prolifically. So I've separated out some of the little tiny guys. I've put them in a little, you know, tray of their own down here, and I'm going to nurse them on and try to get them big enough. I am getting to the point where I have too many pings of the ones I had before, and I'm going to need to figure out a home for some of those. So I might be doing a giveaway here soon and try to get some of these plants in some of you guys' hands. So if you might be interested in a bit of a carnivorous plant giveaway, some pinguiculas especially, then you guys let me know and I will try to set something up here in the near future, because I just got a whole bunch of new ones and I would love to make room for them and make sure they're all happy as well and taken care of. And I've got tons and tons of these little guys right here, and they would make a great addition to a lot of you guys' orchid tent and grow spaces. So let me know. And that is that. But they have awesome little purple flowers, and I'm just super thrilled. It is really exciting to have pinguiculas finally flowering in here. Alrighty, we're here now in the tank, and I figured we'd have a quick look around. Everything is looking awesome under this new Spider Farmer LED. This thing really does put out quite a lot of light. I am extremely thrilled with it so far. The plants are all reacting quite nicely to a lot of different things right now, but they certainly aren't reacting poorly to the light. I've got lots and lots of growth that has continued to go on. I've moved some things around, especially down here at the bottom, to try to allow some more light for things to pass through. I did a minor modification to the tank. I took my little fan bar here and I slid it forward to get it out of the way of the actual light bar itself. That way the light can make it down where it needs to make it to. And it's working really nicely. Again, it's really bright. I get a lot better light saturation. It's kind of hard to tell on camera, but if you look at old pictures of this thing and you look at it now, all the moss is illuminated. Everything has a lot more light. So I am super thrilled. My first impressions of this thing are really good. So without further ado, let's get in here and look at these blooms. Our Dendrobium Cuthbertsonii red, it's got its fourth bloom coming strong. It should be just a matter of maybe a week or two now, and that thing will be with us. And the Dendrobium Gaetan Minette is starting to open another round of blooms back here, and pushed out a few more here that are going to open here in the near future. So this is, despite this being its last of its major flush of blooms that it had, it's going to stay in bloom for quite a while longer, which is awesome. Good problem to have. The Lepanthes caledictian, as always, showing off, and right next to it, the Telepogoniflora is doing the same exact thing. Uh-oh. It's lights out time, guys. Let me go fix the other one because we're going to lose light there as well. Sorry about that. So anyhow, what I was saying is the Lepanthes Telepogoniflora and a lot of my other Lepanthes, I did go ahead and I upgraded the moss on a lot of these mounts. After the scare with the Lepanthes helicocephala, I didn't want to take any chances with any of my other pride and joys, so I took care of that, and as you see, it is reacting very well. It's rewarding me. It has been pushing blooms out like this for the last few weeks, 5, 6, 7 at a time. I'll throw a picture up. I do have a nice picture of it with 6 open that I got the other day, right after I installed the Spider Farmer actually, so really good lighting on it for the photos as well. It's really beautiful. It kind of glows. But it is doing really well, as you see. These plants, they really do love a freshening up in their media, I tell you. It never fails. Whenever I do it, they sulk for about 3 days and then they just bounce right back. Some of them don't even miss a beat, honestly. There is really minimal sulking, especially with this one. I mean, it's pushing out new growths, it's pushing out buds, it's flowering, it's just doing everything it should be doing. About a week after it got torn off its mount and put back on it with new moss. So anyhow, let's take a look at some of the other guys in here. We've got Lepanthes Sherry Bridingham in bloom. The Lepanthes guatemalensis. This is turning into a real tried and true one. This is kind of replaced my yellow Lepanthes for now, being that the helicocephalus kind of down and out for the count for a little while. The Lepanthes hexapus back here, it's blooming its little head off. It's going nuts. Looks like it just ended a flush, but there's still a few blooms on there actually. Those are fun. They're only around for a day usually, so they have 10 blooms on yesterday, and you can blink and miss them all and be down to 2, just like we are right now. So the second to last plant we'll look at is this. This is the Masavalia Exquisita. It is still with us. It dropped its third flower that had been on there quite a while, but these two just recently opened, so I anticipate this thing being with us for quite a while longer. This thing has been in bloom for a few months already. It shoots up one, it shoots up two, it shoots up another one, it just keeps going. So I am really excited about it. It's been really prolific for me, and I just hope it keeps doing that. I hope it grows really well throughout the summer and this growing season. It's got lots and lots of new growth on it. If you can see that, lots and lots of new growth. The roots are doing really well. It's pushing roots even up the bare bark here, and living happy, so we will see. Alrighty, so now for the star of the show today. Our Bulbophyllum speciosum has opened not 1 but 2 flowers. This is a great example of one of those bulbophyllums that likes to open its flowers and then they close. This bloom was barely cracked open yesterday. It opened up a little bit more today. This bloom here looked like that bloom yesterday, and today it's actually almost fully open. You'll see tomorrow I anticipate it to be fully open. The bloom down here is probably going to look just like that one, and tonight one or both of these blooms will close completely and open back up. It does that for about a week. It gradually opens, closes, and then does the same thing on its way out. It'll start to close a little bit at a time, and then one day you'll go in there, it'll be completely shut, the next day it'll be on the floor. This is a stinker. This one smells just like fish. Imagine if you had a really successful day of fishing and then you smelled your hands. That is exactly what this plant smells like. But it makes up for all that with its sheer beauty. I mean, just lovely. Anyhow guys, that's my video for today. I'm going to go ahead and end it here. I've still got lots and lots of things to come, but I really couldn't help but share this with you guys. For all you guys in the States, happy Memorial Day weekend. I hope you guys have a wonderful, safe time. Break out the grill and enjoy some good company, safely please. So, thank you all for watching as always. I really appreciate it. And until next time, happy growing guys. See ya.